Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Surah 29, Surah Al-Ankabut, the spider, verse number 19. See they not how Allah originates creation, then repeats it. Truly, that is easy for Allah. There is no scientist in the world who can explain how life originated. I'm not talking about the origin of species, the book written by Charles Darwin. After his various studies, he went through on the HMS Beagle, he looked at the various archipelagos, and he saw numerous different types of finches, and then the turtles with short necks and other turtles with long necks, and he made amazing observations. So there we give him due credit. He was an astute scientist, a botanist. He collected numerous specimens, thousands and thousands of specimens of all types of creatures, and we have a better understanding of nature as a result of him. And then we've come to understand natural selection, adaptation of creatures as a result of pressure from the environment and so on. But all of those evolutionary changes does not mean that God does not exist. That is where people are making a very big mistake. But despite the book Origin of Species, no scientist can explain, even up to today, how did life begin? No one can answer that. Where did the original spark of life begin? Scientists tell us that because of evidence in the Mariana Trench, deep down in the ocean, 11 kilometers down, there are volcanic vents. Hot plumes of hot boiling water coming down deep in the ocean from the volcanoes deep below. And amazingly, there are primitive rudimentary creatures who have started coming alive there, and they are surviving there. And so scientists tell us, okay, life began deep in the ocean, the unicellular organisms. The earliest evidence we have of life on the planet Earth are like multicellular organisms. You'll find it about 3.9 or 4 billion years ago, and these have been found on the western coast of Australia in a place called Shark Bay. But that's the earliest form. Now that's 4 billion. That means even earlier forms like unicellular will even be much earlier, maybe 4.3 billion, who knows, Allahu Alam, right? But the point is, no one can explain how did life originate. How do you explain that a few pieces of amino acids, which are inanimate, they are pieces of chemistry, dead rocks basically, how did they become alive? No one can explain that, right? But that's another question. So here the answer is, it is Allah who gives life. And the way that Allah has ensured the survival of the species is by creating, through His immense infinite genius, is by creating a male and a female. Without a male and a female, it would have been impossible to repeat creation. So God, most merciful, just created the first male with XY chromosome and spermatozoa, and the first female with XX chromosomes and the ovaries or the eggs. And through this pair, He put love between Adam and Eve, or love between male and female, and through that, the process of creation is being repeated continuously when the egg and the sperm unite through a process called fertilization. You get a haploid from the male, either the X chromosome or the Y chromosome, and you get the haploid from the female, either an X chromosome or another X chromosome, because the female only got X. When the chromosome from the male unites with the chromosome from the female, you get a diploid cell, then you get 2-cell stage, 4-cell stage, 16-cell stage, and so on. 32, 64, you get the zygotes, the morula, and then you get the initial leech-like clot that clings to the inner wall of the uterus, which forms the point of the development of the placenta, which will give nutrition and oxygen and food and liquid to this new growing embryo human fetus for 9 months, and then an amazing new human being is born. So God, most merciful, doesn't have to keep on creating a new Adam and Eve and a new Adam and Eve and a new Adam and Eve. No. It is absolutely His infinite intelligence that He only had to create one male, one female, and now we've got billions and billions and billions of people. This is amazing. Human beings can't do that. If human beings could do that, we wouldn't have been necessary for us to buy cars or houses. Human beings could have made a male house and then a female house, and then we would have had brand new houses for free. Or the human beings could have created a male Ferrari and a female Ferrari, and then after 9 months you get a new Ferrari for free. So you don't have to buy cars for your kids, for the students and all of that. Imagine your great-grandfather just bought a male Ferrari and a female Ferrari. By now you would have had about 20 free Ferraris in your garden. But human beings don't have the ability to do that. It is only the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth, God most merciful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who originated creation and repeats it through a process of a pair. There's even pairs in the vegetable kingdom. And it is only recently in the 1800s, early 1900s, that scientists for the first time realized that there are also male plants and female plants. They never knew this. But the Quran is talking about this 1400 years ago, right? So see there not how Allah originates creation, then repeats it. Truly, that is easy for Allah. Say, travel through the earth and see how Allah did originate creation. So will Allah produce a later creation, for Allah has power over all things. This once again is a guarantee to everybody, especially atheists, the unbelievers, the agnostics, that please us belief men, so remember. Please remember, once you die, you will be brought back to life again in another creation. Never forget this. When you die, it is not the end of the world. You're going to spend time in your grave, and then you're going to be brought back to life again. Even if your bones have become fraught, doesn't matter. God created you the first time, and He's going to do it again for you. That's a guarantee. And then you're going to stand in front of Him. That's a guarantee. No one is going to escape. Not even the atheists. Not even the unbelievers. Even the Christians. Not even the Muslims. Nobody can escape it. The Americans will be there, the Canadians will be there, people from Brazil and Argentina and Venezuela and Britain and Ireland and Scotland and Wales and Europe and Russia and Ukraine and India and Pakistan and Bangladesh and Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Australia, New Zealand, the entire Mediterranean area, and all the 52 countries in Africa. Almal, including South Africans and people from Namibia and Lesotho and Botswana and Zambia and Zimbabwe and Kenya and Tanzania. Everybody's going to be there. Nobody can escape it. Nobody can escape it. We're all going to stand there in front of the Creator Supreme. He's going to create a new creation. This is a guarantee. He punishes whom He pleases, and He grants mercy to whom He pleases, and towards Him are you turned. Not on earth, nor in heaven, will you be able, fleeing, to frustrate His plan. Nor have you besides Allah any protector or helper. You can't run anywhere on the earth. Allah will find you. You cannot escape anywhere in the heavens. Allah will find you. You can hide in the deepest nuclear underground bunker. You cannot escape the angel of death. The angel of death will find you. Whether you are deep in the oceans, in the Mariana Trench, in a deep submarine, or you have escaped somewhere in a nuclear bunker, or you've gone to the deepest caves in the world, it does not matter. Death is going to find you. And if you are one of those wealthy people who says, okay, I'm going to go through cryopreservation, freeze the body with minus 270 degrees liquid nitrogen, and then they take your ice block of a body, because now your body is an ice block, it's a popsicle. They put it in a spaceship and they shoot it into outer space to get to the Andromeda galaxy. It'll take you 2.5 million years to get there at the speed of light. God will bring you back to earth, because the entire heavens belong to Him. All the trillions of galaxies belong to God. It is within His dominion. It is His garden. It's His property. The 3 trillion galaxies with 3 trillion stars and quadrillions of planets, they all belong to God. They belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no matter where you try and escape in the universe, you can go to Mars, God will find you. You can go to Jupiter, He will find you. You can go to Andromeda galaxy, He will find you. No matter where you go, you cannot escape. Firstly, you cannot escape Malik al-Maut. You cannot escape the angel of death. And God most merciful will recreate you. That is an absolute guarantee which nobody on earth will be able to escape. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.